G'day guys, Richard here from Drop Bear Moto. Got an opportunity to have two seats for the Challenger with me today. So I thought it's an ideal, boring as batshit video seats, who cares? We want freaking pipes, loud, we want speed, fast. I get that, but this is a touring bike. I've toured on it a bit, and seats do become very important at various stages, especially I'm 6'3", so getting the right ergonomics on the bike were key to me, something I focused on. And as I say, put some serious miles into this one. So I've got two seats with me. I thought it's always good. I struggled when I was looking at the seats. It's great to hear people's feedback once I've been running it for a while. So I wanted to share that with you on the video and tell you a little bit about pros and cons of both. It's an honest review. I had both the seats, so I'll talk a little bit about them, and I've dealt with both companies on multiple bikes, so can talk about that as well. But yeah, I just thought, while I've got them here together, before I move one on, and I'll tell you which one and why after, you probably guessed because it's not on the bike. I just thought I'd tell you, good comparison, and I can compare and contrast. So you might be looking at others. Saddleman does a seat, of course Indian has their range as well. So there's options you've got, but this is, the two I want to talk today is the Ultimate seats. So this is the one I'm running on the bike at the moment. Ultimate just do one seat for the bike, and that seat comes in like an extended reach and the mid-length or normal length, I guess. So this is the extended reach in that seat. The other one I'm going to talk about shortly is the Corbin. I'll pop that up. The Corbin is the dual touring saddle. So we'll talk a little bit about that one as well. Corbin have a couple of options in their range, but that's the dual touring saddle. So let's start with the Ultimate. Couple of things with this one, and I'll sort of compare and contrast as I go. First of all, this one you'll see has got a crease in the video. As soon as that happened, I went to Ultimate Seats and mentioned about this crease, and they have said, hey, we'll send you a shipping label, fix that up straight away, shouldn't be there. So customer service is fantastic, and dealt with these guys. We got a couple of seats from them, fantastic to deal with. They're based up at Daytona, right by destination Daytona at the back there, and fantastic people to deal with. So they're gonna fix it. It's on me. I didn't ship it to them because I'm so close I can go there. So it's on me to go and get this sorted out, not on them. They were more than ship it, get it done. And I'm like, no, I'll come up and spend some time in Daytona. So I'll get this fixed, but ignore that because customer service is spot on. As I said, this seat, what I've done here is a couple of things with the Ultimate. First of all, I ride with a backrest. We did a big trip last year, 3,600 miles to Laconia and back from Florida here. And I just find a backrest as uncool as it is, and I was like, man, I'll never have a backrest. I feel like an old man, but it just changes, that long distance riding for me. I love it. So it does have the backrest. The stitching comes in perfectly, obviously, as you'd expect. Folds down nicely, get on and off. Little knurl knob there, you can change at the back very easily with your fingers on the fly to sort of move that in. Very adjustable kind of seat, multiple things you can do with it. And a handy little pouch on the back here with a zipper. Put your cell phone, keys, whatever you've got in there. Great for the passenger to use that as well. So another handy sort of feature that Ultimate do. This is the standard Indian backrest. Now, first comparison I'll say is you cannot fit the standard Indian backrest on with the Corbin, and the back seat doesn't have enough room. There's a secret with the Ultimate that I'll talk about in a minute that Ultimate do. But I will say I bought the backrest pad, so that just bolts in at the back here. Probably should get some nice black bolts to make it a bit neater, but it comes in the same, again, looks exactly the same. So if you get custom colored seats, anything like that, they can make this match really well. So both the seat pads and the seat itself. I did not go a heated option. I believe with Ultimate, you can also have a heated option, which I didn't get. What I did do though, and might get my camera person to come in a little bit, is what Ultimate do is move the seat back, the bags back, or the bolts back a little. So that's the normal one there, you can see. And there's a gap, a little bolt through here. They push it back a touch, which gives this room to clear on the back. So it labels for a much longer sort of seat pad, and you can bring that back in. What was really great when we toured is I did not have a passenger. I had a huge bag on the back here sitting on the backrest. and I took this pad off and could strap that bag down really neatly to the backrest, as there was plenty of room. Still had lots of room for my backrest myself. Passenger loves it, has a lot more room, and of course the tour pack can sit on the back, so if you've got a pursuit, ideal seat to do that. Now, I probably saw when we went in before, does move the bags out a touch. A lot of people have said, you know, oh, it looks ugly, it sort of moves them out, and there is a bit of work in here. I think it's a really neat solution. It doesn't notice, honestly, but others might not like that. But it is a really neat solution. Don't need to do anything else with the bags. They sit on, and it did fit with the 2-in-1. Obviously, you get a separate bracket to hold the bags on when you lose the dual pipes, because these bags do normally sit on brackets on top of the pipe. So when you go to a 2-in-1, you can still use this setup and still use the bag supports down the bottom. So it works well. So the last thing I'll say on the Ultimate is they also have a rain cover that you can buy with the seat. You might be able to sweetheart them into a deal to throw the rain cover in. I won't put it on now, but the rain cover is really smart. Has a little pop out there for the backrest, and does cover the seat nicely all the way around. Ultimate will say that, look, every seat, you know, is waterproof to some degree, but whenever you've got stitching, you're going to get some water into the material under, and over time that's going to break down. So they have good warranties on the seats, but they really encourage you to put that rain cover on. Again, you know, when we were touring, we were away for 12 days. I put it on most nights just for the dew overnight, and you know, if we did get rain, it's just nicer in the morning, less to clean. You're not going to get a wet bum from the get-go. So, you know, nice little handy thing that there's a good rain cover that fits the seat perfectly that you can get from Ultimate as well. So that's the Ultimate. I think I've covered most of the key things on there. So let's jump on to the Corbin. As I mentioned, Corbin dual touring seat again. I'll pop it on there for a second. Whoops. Again, we've got it's even easier. We've got the 2 backrests. Again, you know, flexible bends down, bounces back up, which that's a nice sort of thing if you're getting on and off. Very supportive in here. You can take them out. They're actually just a little bolt, so you need to have some sort of Allen key to be able to put the bolts in and out. But the flaps will come down and they'll cover the gaps when they're not there nice and seamlessly. This one was done in the grey bomber leather, which it's a good, really good, nice material on here. They're both really well made seats. Nice piping on the edge. You get the Corbin logo. Nice feature of the Corbin is it's lockable, so key comes with it. There is a different backrest post that you won't use the factory Indian one like the Ultimate does, but they obviously supply that. But it does come with this key. So again, if you're leaving your bike out overnight, a little bit more protection. That, you know, you're putting over $1,000 into these seats, or around $1,000. So nice to have that security on there, which I thought was a good feature. So let me kind of compare a little bit the seats, I think, as we talk about them here. The first thing I'll say is, my daughter, who rides pillion, did not like the Corbin. Reason being, there is a bit of play in the back here. I don't know if they could have done something about that. I didn't inquire, but just has that little bit of movement that you can see. Obviously, you don't get anything with that factory backrest. So she just felt a little bit, if I give it a bit of twist, she just felt a little bit unsecure with that on there. So small item there. Looks. Looks are important, right? I like the look of the Corbin better, to be candid. If I was super critical, I'm not sure I like the logo on either, but I wasn't a big fan of the logo, but I must admit, obviously it's custom leather, it looks really smart. Just looked a little bit better on the bike, and it's a shame I don't have it on, but you'll see pictures on Corbin's website. It does look a little bit nicer. The other one looks a bit like a sofa, but then looks can come with sacrifices as well. So I preferred the look of the Corbin. The comfort-wise, I've run Corbins, as I mentioned, on a couple of bikes before. Corbins are notoriously really hard, and that was one of the reasons for long distance I went to the Ultimate and made that decision. The backrest was one. The seating itself is very firm. Some people love the firm seat. Some people ride all day long and they love a Corbin and they'll never go to anything else because of that firmness of the seat. And that's, that's a choice. On another bike, I don't do as much distance. I do like that firmness in the seat. Me on long distances, I prefer a little bit more cushioning. That's what the Ultimate gave me. So that's a big difference, is that the Ultimate's just that little bit softer. Behind's got a little bit more cushioning. Really firm seat on the Corbin. The third was the sizings of them. It's really hard to kind of give you a good look here because I've still got the bags on, so I can't compare. But if I bring this next to it to kind of show, so the big difference being the back of the Ultimate goes in further. So this puts you back with the extended reach 1.5 inches more from factory. I do think you go back with the Corbin, but you can see here the slope sort of starts earlier. So you're losing, I don't know, an inch, half an inch in where the backrest goes. Both get to a really similar point, and I know I'm moving here, but get to a really similar point at the top. The Corbin probably goes down a little bit deeper, so it maybe sits you a little bit lower. Again, I try and line up the bases at the back here. They're very comparable. Corbin may be a little bit lower, but as I say, it just kind of goes back further and then goes up. So I just noticed that my hips just sat a little bit further back, and it just did give me that little bit more leg room on the Ultimate. And that was the third big reason. That and the comfort difference was why I went the Ultimate. So just thought I'd sit on the seat to give you a view of what it looks like leg room wise. So this is the Ultimate, obviously. I do have the mid-rise Indian bars. And I've got them pushed back as far as I can. So 6'3", probably, I don't know, wear 32 inch, 34 inch Levi's inseam on my jeans, so something like that. But you can see here, where you've sort of got your foot and the space it had. Set up nice and tall. Like, honestly, I got so much room here, and it's the most comfortable bike I've ever had, touring or other. It really is. It just gives you a great position. In the Corbin, I was just kind of a little bit sort of like that, I think, more. So it was just in the hips very subtly. I just sat forward a bit. It just gave me like that much room in the Ultimate was literally the difference. So if you saw any change there, just gave you a little bit better in the hip. That was the difference between the two. So it is an extended reach. The Corbin wasn't. They didn't offer one at the time. They may bring that in. But that was the big reason, certainly for my leg room. The other thing I say is that this seat is about an inch wider across the passenger side and an inch wider across the pillion side. So both, you probably can't see too well on here, but take my word for it, look at the stats. Definitely a wider section there than this back bit here. The last thing I say is when you look at them, you can definitely see here, and again, we'll try and get the lined up, but you certainly get a little bit more room from the backrest, and that's the benefit of those bags. The bag mounting relocation kit just pushes you back a little bit more. I really don't have these lined up well, but check all the numbers on the websites. Definitely get at least an inch, maybe 1.5 inches longer in the back seat passenger here. And as I mentioned, that rack on its standard frame wouldn't be able to fit with the Corbin seat. So width, the change of materials, the ability to keep that firm backrest on there and have the Indian factory backrest. They were the key reasons I went with the Ultimate and why I've kept the Ultimate, and I'm going to leave that on there. Looks wise though, definitely, I think, it's a personal thing, obviously looks, but I think the Corbin wins hands down. It just really is a stylish seat. My only gripe would be that the headrests kind of look a little bit like car backseat headrests a little bit, but you can whip them out when you're shooting around town. You don't need them too much, so without them it does look like a really sporty kind of seat on there. So I much preferred the look of the Corbin, but for those reasons I ultimately went the Ultimate. Honestly, you can't go wrong with either seat. Like any, again, Corbin are up at Daytona, so if you're in the Central Florida area, I'd get out and try both. Both of them will put them on your bike for you, let you have a run around. I know that Ultimate will let you take it for a few days. I got the black because they'll take it back if you get black and you don't like it. Don't know what Corbin's policy is. I think they do a similar thing too if you get a black seat. So I thoroughly recommend, we're lucky to be here on the central coast of Florida where we're close to Daytona, but try the seats if you can. It's all a matter of personal preference. Hopefully this video gives you a little bit of my knowledge, my sharing. Both seats, I think I put about 4,000 miles on this one. and I've put about 7,000 miles on that one. So definitely put some miles in, so enough to be able to give you this review and hopefully help you work out which seat you'd like. So we'll catch you on the next video, but hopefully it was informative. Let me know any questions, pop them in the comments, gladly answer them and let you know. Happy riding, safe riding, look after that bum, keep it nice and comfy. See you on the road.